Did you feel that feeling of betrayal? That's what I was going to use that word.
Technically, everyone is a cousin.
True.
Jesus is a cousin.
From English people saying, gosh, your lips are so big. Right, this is amazing.
With the ingredients for the prawns, so we're going to cook you some nice juicy prawns. And in Chinese, I checked with my dad, they're called fu guai ha. It translates into fortune prawns. One thing that we're going to do a little bit different as well as cooking, we're also going to go through the top similarities and differences between the Black and Chinese cultures.
I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, and it is something that a lot of people have asked about, you know, like since getting married, what have you learned about each other? So we thought we'd share that with you as well.
So let's get cooking, babe. I can smell some oil. That's the start.
Yeah, so we've got the prawns here. So
some nice big juicy prawns.
Yeah, to make it easier, it's always best to go for the de-shelled, de-veined prawns.
Yes.
The last thing you want is just be spending time like de-veining it and things like that.
Yeah.
And the veins aren't pleasant, to be honest.
No, not at all.
The ingredients for these prawns are really, really simple. Not many ingredients at all, but then it tastes amazing. So
that's what I like to hear.
So ingredients are salt and pepper. We have got salad cream.
Excuse the date, guys, that's just me. That's what I always do with everything that I open.
Yeah, Adelaide's really strict when it comes to open for, you know,
4 weeks, 8 weeks, 6 weeks. As soon as that date arrives, it's in the bin.
Yeah, sesame oil, which is a really nice and fragrant oil. We love using this.
Toasted sesame oil's the one, isn't it?
Yeah. We've got 2 eggs.
Okay. Just both egg yolk and white.
Yolk and white together and beaten. A bit of sugar. A bit of
spring onion. Yeah.
For garnish. Corn flour.
Yeah.
And then lastly, sesame seeds as well.
Oh yes. See how Yitman puts it all in individual pots. This, guys, I am not kidding you, is not just what he's doing because we're on camera. This is what Yitman likes to do. And that's why when he's cooking, I look forward to it, but I always dread the wash up.
While we're doing this, we're going to get on to the first similarity between Black and Chinese cultures.
Yes.
And I'll start with that one off.
Okay.
I think the first similarity is we call our in-laws Mum and Dad.
Yep, I 100% agree. I realised it was a similarity when we first got married.
Okay.
And I remember it was on the actual wedding day, actually. It was the wedding day, and I was talking to your mum, and then I said something like, thanks, Mum. And she goes, she says, oh, so you call people Mum as well?
Oh, without her saying?
Yeah, without her saying. Yeah, she didn't tell me to call her Mum, but then I was really looking forward to calling it her on the day of our wedding. I just thought it'd be special.
Did you know that was something that she wanted?
I had a feeling because I saw how you are when you call people that are older than your uncle and aunts.
Yeah.
So I thought, you know what, I know that she's all about the respect, and I could see you guys, how you interact with older people, and it's similar to how we are with our elders in the Jamaican culture.
And it was
uncles, aunts, and that sort of thing. Yeah, so I think that it was something that I would have done anyway. That's how I've been raised, and it was just lovely. It was just a really nice moment on our wedding day. She might not remember, but I remember clearly, and that's something that I was like, yes. No, it wasn't a bonus point. Yeah, you call my mum. I used to call her Mrs. Davis. I think, was it Mrs. Yeah, you call my mum Mrs. Davis and my dad Mr. Davis, and you call them both Mum and Dad now. Did you feel that feeling of betrayal? That's what I was going to use that word, betrayal, because do you know when I felt it was when they were all together. So when they're all together, when they're on their own, you kind of feel okay because you're saying Mum and Dad to just them, and your parents aren't about. And it's not like you're doing it on a sly, like, yeah, I'll call you Mum and Dad now because my Mum and Dad aren't here type thing. But then I did feel that sort of betrayal, like, oh, my mum has worked so hard as a mum, and you know, you've got your mum, you've got your dad, and you know, you're raised by them and all of that, nurtured by them, and they've earned that badge of Mum and Dad for all the things that you haven't seen, but we've seen now being parents. And then when you then call that person Mum and Dad, it's kind of like I was conscious thinking, I wonder how my mum feels, or I wonder how my dad feels.
You know what though? I think if both sets of parents want it,
Yeah.
then you know
They're fine with it, yeah.
it's fine.
That's it, yeah, exactly.
So let's get cooking because these prawns ain't going to cook themselves. So.
True, okay. Let's go.
So what we're going to do, we're going to coat these with the corn flour, but in order for the corn flour to stick, we're going to need a bit of egg on it. So we're going to get the egg, and we're going to pour this.
Oh, you just could pour. Oh, that's nice and straightforward rather than having to dip it.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
You can pour this on here.
Okay. Oh, a bit of thunder
Thunder
out
and
there.
lightning outside, which is really nice.
Atmospheric light. Love that.
We're going to mix in the egg.
Okay.
And get it nice and coated.
Lovely.
And then we're going to get this corn flour, and you need just enough to give it a nice coat.
Okay.
Can you see inside?
Yeah.
So again, let's mix it in. Get it nice and coated. So as you can see here, you need a little bit more.
Okay. So you like it nice? Is that give it the crunch?
Yeah, it gives it a nice crispy coating that we need for these particular prawns.
If they haven't got corn flour, can they use normal flour?
As a last resort, yeah, but try to go for corn flour.
Corn flour.
I think the corn flour gives it just an extra more, it's slightly more crispy.
Ah, nice.
Okay.
Okay.
So one thing I forgot, ladies and gentlemen, was to season it with salt and
seasoning.
pepper.
I was about to say.
And we're doing now better late than ever.
Okay.
So we're going to put some pepper in. Nice bit of salt as well.
Oh, lovely.
Will help you to take the lid off.
Okay.
I'll get a spoon because I can't bother to wash my hand again. Give it a nice stir just to mix it all up.
Lovely. Oh, the pepper's gone up my nose. I think I might sneeze.
Okay, so the second similarity between black and Chinese people is we carry a lot of culture with us.
Yes.
So whether that's food, music, dress, you know, we're deep rooted in culture.
That's true.
One example actually, which we didn't realise, was in Jamaican culture, well, in Jamaican food, there's something called cerasee, which is kind of like a herb, and you guys used to make herbal tea, cerasee tea.
It's like bitter tea. They use it to sort of as a cleansing, like it's good for your blood, they say.
And we call it, I think we call it futa, which stands for bitter tea. And I found out from my mum that was cerasee as well. So that was really interesting. So it's really important to get the oil nice and hot. If it's not nice and hot, you're going to get the oil soaking into the prawns.
Don't want greasy prawns, no thank you.
So you need it nice and hot.
Oh, that sizzle, you know that it's nice and hot. So is that half of them you're putting there now?
Half of it. We're going to give it a little stir, make sure it's separated. And we're going to fry it for about 3 minutes, roughly 3 minutes for prawns.
Okay.
I like it when it's just cooked, but not too overly cooked that the prawns become tough and it's all shriveled up.
So yeah, that triggers in me a difference. Can we jump on to the differences? Yeah, just one difference I would say that I've noticed is that in terms of cooking, I think some black people may say no, they don't agree, but from my personal experience is that we like to do things just a bit slightly overdone to make sure that there is no rawness. Yeah, sometimes I know we might go a little bit overboard, you know, you might get that chicken slightly chewy, but we're not really into the whole rare meat thing. I'm sure there's lots of black people out there that would say, oh, I love rare meat or medium rare. My brother actually is one of them. He likes medium. Anthony loves a medium steak, doesn't he? Yeah. Let's see these beans. Let's see these prawns. Talk about
these. So the prawns are just done now?
Oh, they're looking good. So is that enough, babe? Time?
Yeah, this is more than enough.
Wow,
if anything, these probably slightly overdone.
Really?
Yeah.
See, when I make the chilli prawns for you, I must say they were a bit too overdone, weren't they?
Yeah.
Twice when I made them.
It was nice though. The third similarity between black and Chinese cultures, I think our cultures generally, now I'm generalising here, for the black and Chinese ladies. Can you feel like I'm just trying to like step on?
Yeah, treading on eggshells.
Treading on eggshells.
You're skirting a bit, babe. It's not like you to be beating around the bush.
I've noticed quite a lot. Seem to want to have their skin lighter through the use of I don't know.
I didn't know what I was going to say, guys. So
through the use of makeup, or you hear of skin bleaching.
Yeah.
And then you used to work in makeup in a retail store.
Yeah.
And then the number of Chinese girls that are after a foundation that's lighter.
They're like, don't make me dark.
Bleaching in like Jamaica and things like that.
Yeah, I do agree with you actually. I think it is a generalisation, and it might not be to people might be like, I don't feel like that, but I must say in Chinese women, definitely I found that the majority did want to be lighter in the makeup.
Were they from China or British?
Both, to be honest with you, both. I did find that the ones that didn't, they weren't from China.
Okay.
Yeah, and I found a few that are into bronzing, and it's very rare. Who was it that I met recently that loves to get a tan? Or that I saw I might have seen them on Instagram, and I was like, wow, that's amazing, because it's so rare, you see. But any Chinese girls out there that like to get a tan, please let me know, because working in makeup, it's not something that I saw, and I'm not knocking it at all. I'm not saying it's a negative thing, but it's just something that you've seen as a connection between the cultures. Yeah. But to be honest with you, if I'm honest, doing makeup, and obviously I've only ever done makeup in this country, the black girls, I haven't had one say that they want to be lighter. But saying that, I have had some that have been mainly, to be honest, from Jamaica, and they've already been bleached. You can see the hands are a totally different colour to their face.
And I'm thinking now, talking about it.
Yeah.
And we're mentioning it's a similarity between black and Chinese cultures, but I'm wondering, is it the same in other cultures as well? From our cultures, or my culture, like a lot of people saying, lighter is more beautiful, or white is beautiful, and I think it's that colonialism. Colonialism. Attitude.
Yeah, definitely.
Obviously, in Hong Kong, we were a former British colony.
Same in Jamaica.
It's
perceived as an ideal of the ideal beauty of, the long hair, the straight nose, and that sort of thing. But now you're seeing that what's become more popularised is still sometimes the lighter skin, but then the bigger lips are more popular. Whereas when I was younger, I've got full lips, as you can see, and I've had comments, saying, "Oh gosh, your lips are..."
From English people.
From English people saying, "Gosh, your lips are so big." I know that it's been commented on because it wasn't a popular thing back then. And to be honest with you, when I used to go to makeup counters for them to do my makeup, they always used to underline my lips and line inside. And now it's a huge trend, as you all know, like Kylie Jenner and Kim Kardashian, all of them overline their lips. And I do get a lot of my clients asking to overline their lips. And I just find it's great, but it's amazing how times have changed and that happens naturally. You see the looks in the 50s to the 60s to the 70s, every decade there's a new trend, but never have I seen in my time my 40 years of like it being a popular trend until now, of like the bigger lips, the bigger bottoms. I mean, to be honest, let's be honest, the majority of people you see bigger bottoms on are black women, and now that's popularised. But I do think at the same time it's popularised, but then it's still perceived as more popular on like a lighter complexion.
It's okay to have that black characteristic as long as
as long as you're not black, and that I do have an issue with that.
Now we've got the prawns fried here.
Let's see these prawns. Oh, I could eat them just like this, babe.
So now,
yes,
for the sauce,
okay,
we're gonna put
salad cream.
Some salad cream. So
in America, I'm not sure if you have salad cream or other countries. I've never really seen it. Have you?
I'm sure they use salad cream in Bad Boys.
Are you serious? I remember you liked that film, didn't you?
Yeah.
Why? Do you remember?
I can't remember.
Yitman used to like Gabrielle Union.
That's Bad Boys 2.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Bad Boys 1.
Okay, but still.
Okay, so...
She's gorgeous.
Salad cream.
Yes. I can't see it, it's a bit bright. Okay.
Salad cream. And a little bit of sugar.
Sugar. Can you use brown sugar for those, or coconut sugar?
No, it's a bit too strong.
Oh, okay.
For flavour. So,
okay, castor sugar. Cool.
Or granulated sugar.
Okay.
And we're going to add
my favourite.
Some sesame oil.
I use this in everything. It tastes and smells divine.
And we're going to give it a nice stir. And in terms of quantities, because these ingredients aren't raw, you can kind of try it. So basically, we're looking for a taste that basically the sugar kind of sweetens cancels out some of the acidity of the salad cream.
And
then the oil brings in the nice fragrant smell.
Okay.
So this amount of sauce for this amount of prawns is just fine. So basically we're looking to coat the prawns with the sauce, but then it's not gonna be too saucy.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna do, let's start the pan.
Interesting that you're cooking with the sesame oil.
So we've got the pan nice and hot. We're gonna put the sauce into here. And all we're doing, turn down the heat a little bit, you don't want to burn it.
Okay.
All we're doing is just heating up the sauce. Straight away we're going to put the prawns in. And we're just going to stir it up and cover the prawns.
I'm excited, I can smell, it smells amazing. It's one of my favourite smells of food.
Once it's covered and the sauce is nice and hot, just turn it off. So that kind of consistency that you're looking for.
Only I wish you could smell this, guys. It smells absolutely amazing.
So we're going to dish it up now.
Okay.
And put it into a plate. And to garnish it, I'm just going to sprinkle it with a bit of sesame seed.
Okay.
Just to coat it. Obviously, if you're allergic to nuts, sesame seeds. And then just a little sprinkle of
nice.
Spring onion, just to garnish it.
Amazing. Wow.
And there we have it, Fu Guai Ha or fortune prawns.
Wow, that looks amazing, babe. So guys, I need to eat this. No delay, please just get this in my belly. It's amazing, I promise you. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna go for you. You look very delicious with a bit of make sure it's got some spring onion. Gosh, this is a really big prawn to fit in my mouth. So, babe, this is amazing.
I'm
just saying. Isaac, would you like to try some prawns? The flavour of the salad cream with the sweetness. It's like a better version of sweet and sour. You know? It's big. Chew it properly.
Isaac has the same reaction that you have.
It's just, Isaac's a big foodie. He loves food. This is 10 out of 10, isn't it, Isaac?
Yeah,
I can't even, I'm not just gassing, guys. If I don't like something, I'm not going to pretend, because it's embarrassing for us when you make it and then you're like, it's all right. Some of you, it might not be to everyone's liking. If you don't like salad cream, then that's an issue.
Or if you don't like prawns.
If you don't like prawns, that's another issue.
And finally, for similarities between Black and Chinese cultures, is in the area of disciplining children.
Yes.
So I'd say that on my side, a smack on the hand, or a little bit of cane on the hand, or cane on the bottom, wasn't uncommon. And it's not something that I think I don't think it's something that did me any harm. I think hearing from you in Black culture, that's normal as well, isn't it? So,
you get the belt. The belt comes off and you get your
like a proper belt.
Whooped, a proper leather belt, preferably with a buckle.
Not the metal part.
Well, I personally was such a good child, I've never been smacked. And, you know, my mum didn't smack me or anything like that, so... I
think you were saying just one look from your mum.
Literally, my mum didn't need to smack me because she'd just give me that look, you know, that look that moves you from one end of the room to the other end.
So I did mention that I wasn't really scared of my mum like that.
Yeah.
But my dad, on the other hand, I was.
Really?
So basically.
And his dad is so calm.
Well, that's the thing. My dad is so laid back here.
Yeah.
That when he gets angry, you know that he's angry.
Yes.
So I remember this one time when I was young. I can't remember how old I was. Probably like 10 or 11, and I must have done something bad in the car.
Oh.
And we stopped off at the house. And I ran into the house, ran into the bathroom, I locked the door. My dad was outside and he was saying, come out. I didn't come out.
God. I can't remember what did you do?
I can't remember what I did.
Oh, I'm going to have to ask your dad this. So on to the differences now, guys. So I think that definitely something that's a definite difference is cousins.
Okay.
So within the Jamaican culture, we call cousins anyone that's first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. If they're a cousin of a cousin of a cousin, and even if it's on the other side, they're still a cousin. So Yitman has met so many of my cousins, and I've said that they're my cousin, but then they're not actually my first cousin. Whether it's Yitman is, for him, cousin is exclusive
just first
to
cousin.
first cousin.
Just first
not
cousin
even second.
cousin.
And for me, second cousins, I so see them as my cousins. They are my bona fide cousins.
Everyone's related somewhere down the line, isn't it?
Yeah,
So basically you might as well call our next door neighbour a cousin as well. Because
No,
somewhere related down the
no.
line. As a Christian, if we believe in Adam and Eve, we all came from Adam and Eve.
Yeah.
Technically everyone is a cousin.
True.
Jesus is a cousin.
Yeah.
No, it's true though.
I know what you're
isn't it?
saying. So the dictionary definition of cousin is a child of one's uncle or aunt.
There you go.
A person in one's wider extended family
Oh.
to whom one is not closely related. She is a distant cousin. So basically they're my distant cousins. Anybody that's in a Blasian relationship, we find that on the sort of Jamaican side or just generally in the public, whether we don't know where they're from, but a black person we find a bit more receptive compared to Chinese
In general,
or Asian. We've just found that. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure, if anybody else, please let me know if you beg to differ. We're not sure if it's just UK wide. We've been to different countries. Saying that, I must say, I was really taken aback. Me and Yitman were dating and I went to visit his family in Holland for the first time, and I absolutely love Yitman's family in Holland. All of our cousins, I love them all. Gawa, Gayi, Gajan, Gaman, all of you, just amazing. And so receptive, so welcoming to me.
It didn't matter to them that you were black at all?
Not at all. They still are absolutely amazing. I love them, really close to my heart.
There are exceptions on the other side.
Yeah.
So, as an example, on our comments on our YouTube channel, where there are negative comments, nearly 99% of the time they're from black people.
True.
But
that's
they
the
tend
point.
to be from a certain group, and I think they're called the Black Israelites.
Yes.
Or the Black Hebrews.
Yes.
We had comments like, your husband is a child of incest.
Yes.
And
that was especially on our video of, if you check it out, of what a Chinese man learns when marrying a Jamaican woman.
Yeah, we had quite a lot of those comments.
Loads of comments like that.
And we had comments towards you saying that you were a bed wench.
Yes.
And I didn't know what that was. I had to Google it. But basically, it was basically a black woman that sleeps.
I was not impressed.
That sleeps with another culture for like status or money or whatever. I think it was in the days of slavery that black women that slept with their slave masters.
And that was from black people.
That was from black people that said that.
We don't get offended, I must say. No. I think when we first started YouTube, we were expecting it, to be honest with you, because all the YouTubers that I see, majority of them, they get negative comments, especially when you're in an interracial relationship.
Next one.
I think that this is a difference, but I don't see it as a negative. The positives for me outweigh the negatives. But it depends on who the child is, and that basically is to do with career choices. So I've noticed that in the Chinese culture, I think there's quite an emphasis on the children achieving, which is, I think, such an amazing standard, because I think it's important for you to really empower your children and encourage them and invest in their education and in their career choices and options from a young age. And so I think that is something that I really take my hat off to with the Chinese culture. I think you've nailed it with regards to that. I think there's a lot of emphasis, like for example, typical careers of being a doctor, of being, you know, a lawyer, a dentist, just like those type of careers. I think that I can only speak for Chinese. I don't know whether it goes across the whole of the Asian culture, but I know that for Chinese, I think that that's something that I've noticed. The negative effect of it is, what if your child is creative and they will succeed, but then you try to put them into that square peg round hole scenario of sort of, you know, if that's not their calling, but then you try to push them in that direction, that can make them feel quite very insecure, pressured, feeling like, compared. Oh, I've got nothing going for me. But yet there might be an amazing architect, there might be an amazing designer, but then, you know, at the time you're like, oh, fashion, it's oversaturated, become a doctor, become a lawyer or something like that. I don't see that sort of real overemphasis on that within the Jamaican culture. It might be within some other cultures like Nigerian, Ghanaian, you know, but I can only speak for the Jamaican culture. I think that every parent wants their child to succeed, so I don't think that that's a question at all. I just think that sometimes within different cultures there's different emphases, isn't there? So on to the last one, would be differences, I would say, in terms of attitude and personality, would be that I think the stereotype is people see like black culture as we're quite loud, they see us as quite outspoken and you know, big personalities, whereas I think that the kind of stereotype with Chinese people is that they are more subdued, quieter. In terms of me and you, people might say that I'm more chattier and what have you, and I must say in like our families as well, like when you come to on a Sunday, typically, obviously it's fine, unfortunately now it's not happening due to COVID, but then when we have our Sunday gatherings at my family's house, yeah, there's quite a lot of noise, isn't there? And I think it's like, and we're not even typically a super loud family, but we're very chatty and we do laugh fairly loud as well, you know. But then I think that when I come to your family gatherings, you're not hearing as much noise. Quieter. It is much quieter. Although even like Christmas and all of that doesn't mean that it's more fun. One's more fun than the other. It's just that the noise levels is different. I've enjoyed this chat because I think, you know what, some things we've known of but we never really spoke about it much, or sometimes we have mentioned things like, that's quite similar to Jamaican culture or Chinese culture, but it's great having a chat about it just in its entirety. So please let us know, guys, if you know of, if there were any sort of similarities or differences that you've seen, whether you're in a Blasian relationship, and just please, if you're not in those relationships, just let us know if you've what you've perceived as being different within both cultures, or any cultural differences within your family. So if you're Puerto Rican and you're married to a German guy or German lady, please let us know the differences, because we'd love to know. We're not just all about knowing about us, you know, we'd love to hear from you guys as well. Yeah, and another thing is, if you do like the recipe that we just showed you, with the prawns, and if you do decide to make it, please let us know what you think of it, whether you enjoyed it and how it turned out for you. So we hope you've enjoyed watching our video, and we'd love to hear back from you, so please comment down below what you thought of Yitman's recipe. If you've actually made it, please let us know how it went. If you're on Instagram, please check us out on Instagram. It's thechoifamilyuk, and please submit your pictures as well. We'd love for you to DM us out your pictures, and then we can post them on our stories. If you've enjoyed watching this video, if you've come this far, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the like button as well. We would love to have you as part of our YouTube family. It really helps our channel, so just click on the bell as well, which will keep you up to date with any videos that we upload, so that you won't be missing out on that as well. So we really appreciate you watching. Thank you so much, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Have a good evening, guys. Have a good evening, guys. Take care. Take care. Bye. Peace out. Peace out.